The 5 rarest American old cars you haven't heard about. What if I told you that some of the rarest American cars ever built have been hiding in plain sight? Vehicles so exclusive that even hardcore car enthusiasts barely know they exist. These aren't just collector's items, they are pieces of forgotten history, masterpieces of design, and testaments to innovation that came and went before the world even noticed. Today we're diving into the 5 rarest American old cars you haven't heard out, and trust me, number 1 will leave you speechless. But before we get into it, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned because this is a ride you don't want to miss. In the vast landscape of American automotive history, legends are born and icons are celebrated. But beneath the surface, hidden from the mainstream gaze, lie tales of automotive unicorns, cars so rare, so elusive, that most enthusiasts have never even heard their names whispered. Get ready to uncover secrets, because we're diving deep into the stories of 5 of the rarest American old cars you probably didn't know existed. Prepare to have your perceptions of automotive rarity redefined as we start our countdown. These cars were built with a vision, some ahead of their time, some limited by technology, and others simply forgotten due to bad luck. But make no mistake, each of these vehicles tells an incredible story. From a V-monster built to rival the Corvette but vanished into obscurity, to a luxury sedan with technology way ahead of its time, these cars are more than just metal and rubber, they are legends lost to time. And today we're bringing them back to life. So buckle up, because some of these cars might just make you rethink everything you thought you knew about American automobile history. 5. 1966 Chevrolet Corvair Yenko Stinger. Kicking off our list at number 5 is a car most people don't associate with performance, the 1966 Chevrolet Corvair Yenko Stinger. You've heard of the Yenko Camaro, but did you know Don Yenko had a go at making a race-ready Corvair? This beast was lightweight, built for handling, and had a modified flat-six engine that could put some sports cars of its time to shame. Don Yenko, who had been racing Corvettes, could not compete successfully against the Carroll Shelby Mustangs. After they arrived on the scene, he therefore decided to race modified Corvairs, beginning with the 1966 model. As the stock Corvair did not fit into any of the SCA categories, Yenko had to modify 4 carburetor Corsas into sports cars by removing the back seat. Only 185 units were ever made, making this a true collector's gem. Imagine what could have been if Chevrolet had pushed this as their Porsche fighter. 4. 1954 Hudson Italia. At number 4, we have an American-Italian hybrid that almost nobody knows about, the 1954 Hudson Italia. Built by Hudson but designed in Italy, this car was meant to revolutionize American luxury sports cars. Hand-built by Carrozzeria Touring in Milan, this beauty had European styling with American muscle under the hood. Only 26 units were ever built, and today finding one in pristine condition is nearly impossible. With its jet-age design and aircraft-inspired interior, this car was ahead of its time. But why did it fail? Simple, too expensive, too exclusive, and introduced at the wrong time. Still, what a beauty. 3. 1935 Duesenberg Model J Coupe. If elegance had a name, it would be the 1935 Duesenberg Model J Coupe. Duesenberg was the Rolls-Royce of America, and the Model J was their crown jewel. Each one was custom built for the ultra-rich, and today they are some of the most valuable classic cars in existence. The Duesenberg Model J is a luxury automobile made by Duesenberg exclusively in 1928 and offered for 10 subsequent years. Intended to compete with the most luxurious and powerful cars in the world, it was introduced in 1928. Duesenberg Motors Company went bankrupt in 1937. But here's the catch, only one of this specific coupe model was ever built. That's right, just one. A true unicorn in the automotive world, and when it comes up for auction, you better believe it commands millions. Imagine owning a piece of history that nobody else can. 2. 1970 AMC Rebel Machine. Now let's talk muscle. Everyone knows the Mustang, the Camaro, and the Challenger. But have you ever heard of the 1970 AMC Rebel Machine? This was AMC's response to the muscle car wars, and boy did it mean business. The Rebel was available in several specialty models, including station wagons featuring themed trim and luxury equipment, offered only in some geographical regions. A high-performance, low-priced muscle car version was produced in 1970, the machine, which is most recognized in its flamboyant white, red, and blue trim. The Rebel is the shorter wheelbase, intermediate-sized version of the longer wheelbase, full-sized Ambassador line. With a 340 horsepower 390 V8, it was one of the most underrated muscle cars of its time. But here's the problem: AMC was never seen as a major performance brand, so the Rebel machine was overlooked. Today, it's a rare and highly sought-after collector's item, with only about 2,326 ever made. But finding one in mint condition, nearly impossible. 1. 1953 Buick Wildcat I-Concept. And finally, at number 1, the 1953 Buick Wildcat I-Concept. This was the car that could have changed Buick's history forever. It was a sleek, futuristic masterpiece that looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. It had a fiberglass body, a futuristic cockpit, and was built purely to showcase the future of American cars. The Wildcat was a boulevard cruiser showcasing GM's new driveline developments. A highlight of the Wildcat was its pioneering fiberglass body. Stylistic features of the Wildcat included a huge front grille with buffer bomb guards, prominent rear tail fins with built-in lights, and a wrap-on front windshield. The Wildcat showcased GM's new Fireball 215 CU.IN V8 that could produce up 188 BF. This all-aluminum engine turned out to be useful during the fuel crisis of 1956 and was later sold to Rover. In the concept car, this was mated to a new version of GM's torque converter called the twin-turbine Dynaflow drive. But here's the heartbreak: it never went into production. Only one was ever built, and today it remains locked away as a forgotten vision of what could have been. Imagine if Buick had followed through, would we be looking at a completely different automotive landscape today? And there you have it, 5 of the rarest American cars that most people have never even heard about. These aren't just cars, they are legends that got lost in time, each with its own unique story, its own reason for disappearing. But thanks to passionate collectors and automotive historians, their legacies live on. Which of these rare gems shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you love discovering hidden automotive treasures, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the most fascinating vehicles in history. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your eyes on the road, because you never know when you might spot a forgotten classic.